Welcome back to my channel at The Movie Optimist, where I try and find the silver linings and even the worst of films. It is now official that Lilo & Stitch is the first movie of 2025 to cross the $1 billion mark, and I just want to take a moment to give it a round of applause because god damn it, this movie absolutely deserved it. Now, we live in a world where if you're watching a video like mine, if you're on YouTube listening to movie pundits talk about movies, you are part of a 10% population of people. People think that everyone on the planet listens to people like us, and they don't. Statistically, it is around 10% of the population watches shows like this. And within this 10% population, there's a lot of hatred that went towards Lilo & Stitch. A lot of movie pundits trash this movie. I can think of one person in particular that really hated it and has a very big following because they are, quite frankly, just a really cool person and they do a lot of cool cosplay, and I enjoy listening to them talk about it a lot and seeing all the work they put into their cosplay stuff. I think that they do an excellent job at it, and it's a very beautiful passion that they have. But they were so harsh on this movie, and initially I just didn't understand all the hate. Is it an exact carbon copy remake of the original? No, but it's like 90% there. They changed some stuff, like with Jumba not having the arc where he turns good at the end to help Stitch. He winds up being the main bad guy in this. I do think that they are going to redeem him down the line, but they didn't do that here because they needed to save money in the budget, because originally it was a Disney Plus movie, so they didn't get a big budget. Therefore, we did not get Captain Gantu, the giant shark monster, hunting them the whole time, because again, they were trying to use the little money that they had, and that's a massive CGI creature to have chasing them throughout the whole movie, so they cut corners and changed a few things. Would I have liked to see him in it? Of course. Would I have liked to see Jumba have his arc? Of course. But I had the understanding that they didn't have the budget needed to bring all that to life, and with the budget that they had, I thought they did an excellent job capturing the heart of what made that movie from 2002 so iconic, and that was about Lilo feeling alone and wanting a friend, and Stitch feeling alone and wanting a family, and them finding each other, learning from each other, and creating a family with each other. And it's just such a beautiful, timeless story that everybody can relate to, and I thought they nailed it on that. And again, it's also just a story about a girl and her dog. Who doesn't love that? It's adorable. The girl they cast to play Lilo was adorable. Her sister was amazing. Stitch was Stitch. He captured the heart and soul of that cartoon character. It was voiced, obviously, by the same guy that voiced him in the cartoons. So it just felt like they took the animated movie, changed a couple little things here and there, and then brought it to the big screen, and it was the exact same thing. So I didn't understand why it got so much hate. And going back to what I was talking about before with the whole 10% population, it seemed online for a little while that this movie was destined to fail, because all over the place, everywhere I looked on social media, on YouTube, on other pundits' YouTube channels, in their comment sections, were people going, this movie sucks, yada yada yada, it's awful. Yet here we are, and it's made $1 billion. And I think that's because, again, as loud as our community is, and as much as we insert ourselves into comment sections and let our opinions be known, the average everyday person that isn't watching people like us on YouTube, they don't care. The moms and dads that don't have YouTube channels don't care. They're just, oh, Lilo & Stitch live action, let's take our 4 kids to the movie theater to see it. And then these little kids, these little 4, 5, 6-year-old kids that haven't seen the original just want to go and see it because they think it looks awesome, so they're not judging it based off of the original one. And then for the kids that are old enough to have seen it, that are in their teens and have seen the original one, they just don't have an agenda, or they just don't care that it's not an exact carbon copy of the original one. They don't mind the changes. They're not hateful the way that a lot of the people in this fandom are. And it's the average everyday movie-going audience that isn't a diehard fan of movies like us that carried this movie across the finish line. And fortunately, they outnumber us 90% to 10%. It's the average everyday people, again, that aren't in the zeitgeist of movies, that are up to date on every single piece of movie news about everything Disney, Star Wars, DC, Universal, Paramount. They're not up to date on all this stuff. It's people that didn't even know Lilo & Stitch was coming out until there was a trailer for it. I knew Lilo & Stitch was coming out for 1.5 years before it ever came out. So did you if you're watching this. My friend's son had no idea until he saw a trailer of it going to see whatever movie he wanted to see, and Lilo & Stitch popped up. Like, it's those people that brought it across the $1 billion mark. And as happy as I am about it, I see a lot of people outraged, like, oh, this is awful that it made this much money. That means that Disney is just going to keep giving us schlop and shit, and they're not pouring any heart into these things, and it's shameless cash grabs, which, not for nothing, I don't know if you know this, every single movie is a cash grab. Every single one. The first Star Wars, The Dark Knight, Justice League, Man of Steel, Captain America, the first Avenger, the Avengers, they're all cash grabs. It's show business, not show friends. They're in the business of making money. So, like, whenever people say this is a cash grab, it's like, is that an insult though? Because that's the whole point. But I can't help but chuckle that, like, again, all these people have all these hateful things to say, and it gets me down when I see it in my comment sections, especially like if I'm having a comment comment section with a bunch of people that are excited about the movie, and we're talking about like our favorite scenes from the cartoon and hoping to see it adapted into live action, and someone comes in that comment and goes, this movie looks fucking trash and you guys are dumb for thinking it looks good. And it's like, why are people like that? Like, why are you like that if you're the type of person to do that? Like, blowing out someone else's candles doesn't make yours burn brighter. Being rude to somebody excited about something that you aren't isn't going to change their excitement. It's just going to make them not like you more as a person. I don't understand where that hate comes from. Like, if you don't think it looks good, don't go and see it. Sure, it's freedom of speech. You're entitled to come in that comment section and do that. But my question is why? Why are you drawn to coming and insulting somebody for the way they feel about something? Like, it just makes you a jerk, and I really don't understand it. I don't mind when you do it in my comment section because you boost me in the algorithm and just make me more money, which, whatever, fine. And I'll argue you all day. It's like Captain America said, I could do this all day. You want to talk shit in my comment section? I'll talk shit back and I'll put you in your place. I have no problem doing that because not for nothing, the people that do that, the people that don't like the movie because it's just an adaptation and choose not to see it, I respect that. But the people that go out of their way to be rude or offensive or try and put other people down for being exciting about something, you're just a loser. You're a fucking loser. Like, clearly that has no friends and has nothing better to do than hyper focus on the fact that they're remaking a cartoon from your childhood, and that's what you're gonna lose sleep over. Like, there aren't other important things in the world. It just, you're a fucking loser. And again, that's not to the person that just goes on their Facebook and goes, I just watched the Lilo and Stitch trailer. I don't think it looks very good. I think it's a shameless cash grab, and I'm not going to support it. That's fine. It's the people that find other people that are excited about it and then talk shit to them and try and bring them down and like berate them and yell at them and say things like, oh, it's because you were going to continue to get crap like this. Like, just shut the fuck up. Just fuck all the way off. Like, stick your head up your own ass and suck a fart out of it because you're just a fucking loser. But yeah, that is my rant. I am really excited that this movie made $1 billion, to all the movie pundits that went out of their way to talk massive amounts of shit about this. Sucks to suck, I guess. Can't wait to get the sequel to this. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited that this did as well as it has? Maybe you hated it and you hate people like me for supporting it because now you're just going to get more, which makes no sense because there are children dying of starvation across the country, but you're sitting here complaining that a cartoon adapted movie is getting another one. And it's just a really sad, pitiful thing that you guys do. Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.